Our topic is Perl's return operator, which immediately exits and returns a value from the subroutine. We will put the return operator to work in a classical search algorithm where we will search through an array to find the index of an element. The element may be in the array, in which case we have a match, or not. We will exit the search and print the index as soon as we find a match. If no match is found, we'll print some message to that effect. This is known as the serial or sequential search with an early exit. Here's our code, and I want you to note that I'm using the strict pragma. And after specifying what the purpose of the script is, I am defining an array called cars, and I am initializing it using the quote word. And the contents of this array cars are AMX, Camaro, Corvette, GTO, Mustang, and finally Z28. Next, I print out my title, muscle cars, and the array. Then I define a new variable called fav, print out a prompt, what is your favorite muscle car, and then I am accepting the user's input from the keyboard, storing it into fav, and chomping off the excess carriage return. We call the subroutine find index, and we pass to it two parameters, fav and the array cars. Now, within that subroutine, we will have a default array that begins with fav in the first position, or index 0 position, and then the array cars will be in the remaining positions. So the first car, AMX, will be in position 1. When we find a match, it'll return its index. So that index will be stored into the scalar variable result, at which point we test result. Is result less than 1? If the result is less than 1, no match was found, and we'll print a message to that effect. Otherwise, it was found, and we will print out the index of that car in our cars array. Now, in order to adjust for fav, we have to subtract 1 from result. This is the subroutine find index. The first thing that I do is define a scalar variable called arg, an abbreviation for search argument. I'm making it equal to the default array sub 0, so it's getting the user's input known as fav. I then say that my array is equal to the default array. Then I come into a for loop for each, and I'm varying index from 1 to the number of items in array. So I'm going from index 1 all the way through to the end, looking at each one at a time. And when I look at an element, I'm asking the question, is the argument equal to the value in the array element? If they are, then we return the undefined variable. Now, if we get all the way through our loop, that means we have not found a match, and so I will return a -1. Let's test our search. There's our title, muscle cars, and our array, and I'm going to type in GTO. Now, that's the 4th item in the list, so its subscript in the array is 3. And it worked. Let's try it again. I'm going to clear my screen, and then let's run our script again. This time, I'm going to type in a car that is not in our array, the Trans Am, No match was found. So our serial search with an early exit works. So now you've seen how the return operator works and that it can make your programs more efficient.